Hey, you guys, I want to share something with you. Today I was working on something that my niece asked me to work on for her. Something small, nothing too big. It was actually some headphones that she wanted me to paint. And so she had came in from school, and I just so happened to be in the room with Jacob. And, you know, when she came in, I guess she came into my art room. Now, I typically say, um, don't go in my art rooms, unless I'm in there or whatever the case might be, just for the sake of, making sure things are organized, making sure that, it's the way that it was when I went in there. So she just so happened to come in, and I actively was working on her headphones because I wanted them to be done by the time she came inside from school. However, unfortunately, when I came into my art room, they weren't there. So when she acknowledged the fact that I was up and everything like that, she then said, "Thank you, Auntie, for my headphones. I really appreciate them. They're so beautiful, right?" And I'm like, "You're welcome." I said, "But I didn't tell you to take them, Wushad. I didn't tell you to pick them up. I'm actively in the process of, like, I still have all of this stuff, in front of me, wet paint, some of the, the stuff that I was using, like bottles open, all that, because I still actively was working on her headphones, because I know the desired outcome that I wanted her headphones to look like. I know what I had in mind. I know what what I wanted. And to her, it appeared, because it had her initial on there, based off of what we discussed, it appeared to her that I was finished. But truth be told, I still had more work to do. Not only did I have more work to do, but I had to seal it off. And so I began to let her know, like, well, because you decided to go into my art room and take matters into your own hands, because you assumed that because it had the G on there that I was done, and I didn't tell you to do that, because it was actively sitting right there for it to dry so that I can move on to the next thing. I let her know that I'm not going to finish them. I'm not going to finish them because you didn't do what I asked you to do. And that was not going to my art room in the first place. I know that you see something that looks appetizing to your eye, or that looks maybe not appetizing, but that looks, like it's yours, and you're excited about it because you know that they're on the way and the promise is coming, which is that Auntie would finish your headphones. But this is what we do to God. Sometimes we go ahead of him and we jump the gun, and because he gave us a promise, what we do is we take matters into our own hands, and we make things more complicated than what they need to be. So then when we get the thing that we've been asking God for, because it's not complete, because it's not done, because we see it as done, but God's like, no, that there's more that I have to do before I release this to you. I understand that you want to be married. I understand that you want that job. I understand that you want that no, new home. I understand all these things. And from afar, it may look ready. I know I promised you this, but let me tell you, even though I promised you this, there's still a waiting time. There's still a completion time that must be had, so that you can get the blessing the way that I see it, not the way that you see it, because the way that you see it is obstructed, which means it's not complete. But if you allow me to do it and you allow me to step in, then you'll get the thing that I promised you, but you'll get it with the bells and whistles. You'll get it in the fullness of time. You'll get it in a complete package. And I was just sitting here and I was just thinking on that, and I said, man, I really gotta give this word. I said, because we oftentimes as believers do that. We oftentimes, as believers, as people, we do that. Even in relationships, sometimes there might be a situation where you're like, man, I just really wanted to work out. Man, that kind of, didn't go the way that I planned for it to go. However, even in that, sometimes, even in that, God is still doing something, because he said in his word that all things, not just some things, all things work together for the good of them who loves him and to those who are the called according to his purpose. And so the thing about it is, see, she would have had a completed pair of headphones created by her aunt that she asked for had she waited. But because she waited, now she gets the gift the way that it is. Be careful for what you ask for, because you might get it and you might not want it anymore. Because the thing about it is, when you have a painting or when you have something that is unsealed, that's so good. That is unsealed, especially a painting, right? A relationship, a ministry, an assignment, um, a baby that you weren't prepared for. I can go for miles. When you have something that is unsealed, there is turmoil that comes with that. There is drama, chaos, among so many other things that can come with that. And specifically for her headphones, because her headphones are unsealed, because she rushed the process. She didn't wait. She saw it because she saw the promise, but what she didn't do was wait until it was handed to her by the creator. What happens is that paint will begin to chip. And when it begins to chip because it's not sealed off correctly, she gets the results that she gets. I don't know about you, but I don't want to rush God. And I won't rush God. So if it doesn't come from him and it doesn't look like him, because I know what I can do, and that's getting my own way. I've seen it more times than none on this side of life. But what I would encourage you all to do is wait, be still, and know that God is God. And if he said it, he promised it, you can take it to the bank, because that's his word is true. And that's it. That's all. I just wanted to share that with you all. I pray that you are having an amazing day. I'm your girl, Danny Royal, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Have a blessed day. Peace.